Hey guys, it's me, Kiara, and I'm back, and I'm doing a reaction video to the Empressive channel videos. I really like watching the Empressive channel. Grace is just amazing with the way that she covers celebrity gossip, and if you're anything like me, that is your guilty pleasure, celebrity tea. I love watching her videos. I've been watching them for quite a few years. I was there when she hit her 1,000,000 mark. She speaks facts. She puts a little bit of her opinion in there, but she's not shady with it, you know? And she's funny. I think she's lately been getting a lot more, adding a little bit more of her personality into the videos, and it's hilarious to me. Like, the most recent one that I saw from her is the one about Chris Rock talking about Will Smith and the slap. Almost a year later. I think the Oscars comes on tonight, right? So it's been like a year since the slap. Everybody has forgiven Will, and yet here's Chris Rock still talking about it. So I'm very interested to see what Jada's response was to it. I actually didn't even see the clip where Chris Rock was talking about it, but maybe that clip will play as well. And that's another thing I like about Empressive, because she covers all her bases. So let's go ahead and get started. Before we do, please make sure you like my video, subscribe to this channel, and leave a comment on what your thoughts are as well. All right, here we go.
Sources from Jada's camp is firing back at Chris Rock after he dissed her in his newest stand-up, Selective Outrage.
Oh, he dissed her?
And also, Michael Jackson's nephew, Taj Jackson, thanked Will Smith for slapping Chris Rock, and you'll never believe the reason why. Stay tuned
Can't wait.
Watch this video.
Come on, Grace. I'm going to skip the intro because I don't want to get copyrighted. I'm pretty sure her intro is copywritten. All right.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Empressive channel. Now, Chris Rock recently did his latest comedy special on Netflix called Selective Outrage, and it has a lot of people talking. Chris finally addressed the infamous Oscar slap that happened last year. Now, if you don't remember, which I'm sure you all do, last year at the Oscars,
so he hadn't talked about it yet. I thought he did already.
Piss out of Chris Rock. The reason why he slapped him is because he made a joke about his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith. He joked about her bald head and said that she should play in the next G.I. Jane movie.
Look, I completely forgot about the reason. I forgot all about that statement, that comment altogether. Oh my gosh, okay.
Now, we all thought the joke was harmless at first, but we later on found out that Jada has a medical condition called alopecia. So the situation actually wasn't funny to Jada. A lot of us didn't realize that he was poking fun at this woman's medical condition. Not only that, this wasn't the first time that Chris poked fun at Jada. Back at the 2016 Oscars, he took shots at Jada because she boycotted the Oscars for not acknowledging enough people of color. And also she was upset that the Oscars did not acknowledge Will Smith's role in the movie Concussion.
Wow, so he poked fun at her then, and her reasoning was really good. Like, I would have definitely stood by her on that. If the Oscars are not acknowledging enough people of color and they're not acknowledging your own husband, then what's the problem with you speaking up and talking on that? So he poked fun of her for doing that. Okay, let's listen to what he said.
Boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties.
Oh yeah,
I wasn't invited.
And Chris Rock also has a history of being passive-aggressive and shady to Jada.
You're not gonna believe this, Jada Pinkett. You win a bottle of champagne. You know why? Because you just did an interview without mentioning the name Will Smith.
Now, Chris Rock is a comedian, so he likes to joke, and nothing is wrong with that. But oftentimes there is truth behind some of these jokes. And I think for a while,
that's usually how it is. Comedians can be kind of passive aggressive as far as the way they come up with their jokes. So I'm not really surprised about that.
Chris was kind of letting people know how he really felt about Jada. He doesn't really respect her like that. I mean, if we're going to be honest. So when he made that joke about her at the Oscars last year, it kind of shows that he doesn't really like her like that.
Yeah,
so this did anger
that's what I'm getting.
Smith, and he went on stage and slapped him.
Okay, so maybe at this point, Will Smith was completely tired of Chris Rock coming for his woman repeatedly. And it kind of makes me wonder, why in the world do you keep coming for Jada Smith anyway? Like, what's up with that, Chris Rock?
Mess out of Chris Rock. Another reason why Will Smith
Maybe he was
slapped
just
the
fed
mess
up.
out of Chris Rock is because Will Smith was at his breaking point with the jokes. Now, if you don't know, prior to the whole Oscar controversy,
he was at his breaking point with the jokes, referring to Jada Pinkett Smith, and all the August Alsina stuff. That has been going on those jokes have been going on for a very long time.
Will and Jada's relationship was under a lot of scrutiny. The R&B singer August Alsina dropped the bombshell that he had an affair with Jada, and he got his blessing from Will Smith. So when this news broke out, it was a huge conversation piece, and it prompted Will and Jada to do damage control. Jada and Will addressed it on her show Red Table Talk, but of course, this whole episode did not help their public image. I mean, people were making fun of them. There were so many different memes joking on Will Smith and Jada. I mean, it was just a mess, and it really kind of ruined the image of Jada and Will's relationship. But even after all of that, Will and Jada still stuck together.
No, he didn't kiss her bald head.
They could not escape the rumors and the whispers
That was
from their peers in Hollywood.
I'm sorry. Okay. I'm not trying to joke I'm not trying to pick on the fact that she has alopecia, but it's the fact that he kissed her bald head. Like, that was, you didn't have to do that. Just kiss her forehead. Like, why didn't you just kiss her forehead and kiss her cheek? Why'd you have to kiss the top of her head? It's because you can see the top. I know you're very tall. I don't think you need to kiss her bald head. Like, that was, okay, anyway, moving on.
I mean, they were a laughing stock in Hollywood. They were a laughing stock on the blogs. They were a laughing stock everywhere. So it was a pretty humiliating thing. And I think Will just reached a breaking point. He was tired of the joking. And when Chris Rock made a joke about his wife, he couldn't hold it in anymore. He just reached his breaking point, and he walked on that stage and slapped the piss out of Chris Rock. Now,
that's what I said too. I actually have a video where I responded or reacted to him slapping Chris Rock, and I said, I think Will has had enough, or something along those lines.
Rock did address the slap during his stand-up, and he went in on Will and Jada. This is what he said.
Will Smith practices selective outrage. I didn't have any entanglements.
So his whole show was called Selective Outrage. Why? So that he could talk about different instances of people having selective outrage and ultimately address the slap? Is that how we do things? You name a whole show. It's giving marketing ploy, clout chasing. It's giving opportunity for money, taking publicity and turning it into something that you can monetize. That's what it's giving to me. But let's go ahead.
I did not have any entanglement. And then for people that don't know, and everybody knows, Will Smith and his wife was fucking her son's friend, okay? Now, I normally would not talk about this shit. But for some reason, these put that shit on it. I have no idea why two talented people would do something that low down. What the we all been cheated on. Everybody in here has been cheated on. None of us have ever been interviewed by the person that cheated on us on television. None of us. It's like, hey, I was sucking somebody else's. How did that make you feel? She hurt him way more than he hurt me, okay? Everybody in the world called him a bitch. I tried to call him a and give him my condolences. He didn't pick up for me. Everybody called that man a bitch. Charlemagne called him a Breakfast Club called him a.
I'm so glad this is bleeped out because my daughter's sitting right here.
And the View and the Talk and every rapper and the Drink Champs called him a.
Wait, are you saying that they called him that because of the slap, or did they call him that because of the way he responded to the entanglement? I'm confused.
Everybody called him a. shit called his wife a predator. Everybody called him a... Everybody. Everybody. And who's he hit? Me. What the fuck? I do nothing to this motherfucker, okay? His, whatever. Years ago, his wife said I should quit the Oscars. I shouldn't host. She said he should quit because Will didn't get nominated for concussion. So then I do some jokes about him. Who gives a fuck? That's how it is. She started, I finish it, okay? Nobody's picking on this bitch. She started this shit. Nobody's picking on her.
Listen, this right here is the reason I don't date comedians, because comedians can be very brash. Comedians can be very rude and call it funny. And I am not with that. Like, I get comedy, I understand comedy, and I like comedy, but I don't want to be in a relationship with a comedian because they use that word. Like, they use words like, and this might make me sound a little too buttoned up or whatever, and of a prude or whatever, but I'm not a fan of profanity in that like in certain contexts. I don't ever want to be called a B word. I don't care who is saying it. And I don't like this right here. What I'm listening to is not funny to me. It's not even comedy to me. It's just literally him ranting and aggressively ranting. I don't know. I'm not feeling it.
Me neither.
Nobody was picking on her. She said, me, a fucking grown-ass man should quit his job because her husband didn't get nominated for concussion. And then this gives me a fucking concussion, okay? I have rooted for Will Smith
That one was part a little bit funny. Like, just to play on words. He didn't get nominated for concussion, and then he gives me a concussion. Oh, sorry.
whole life I root for this motherfucker, okay? And now, I watch Emancipation just to see him get whooped. Got me rooting for Massa, okay?
Wow. Is that how we do? Wait a second. I don't like that. I don't like that. If you felt away and you wanted to see him get whooped, why don't you just whoop him yourself? Why don't you just hit him back? You had to watch a whole slave show and root for Massa? What? That's not funny to me. That was not funny to me. So now black people got to turn against black people because you felt bullied or because you got slapped. What are you going to do about it? Why don't you just do something about it then, Chris? Just do something about it. Like, I'm getting a little annoyed.
Massa, hit him again.
So that was a
No,
segment from Chris
tasteless.
Rock's stand-up Selective Outrage. And I will say, he had some funny jokes in there. I'm not going to act like I didn't cackle a little bit, but there were some people who were offended, and I don't blame people for being offended at some of his jokes. I think Jada, in particular, was pretty offended as well, and her team sent a statement to people saying this: Jada has had no part in all of this other than being heckled. Chris is obsessed with her, and that's been going on for almost
That's what it's giving.
Look where he chooses to film his Netflix special, her hometown of Baltimore.
Wait,
Upset.
where's his
Back in
hometown though?
2016, she helped start
Where's Chris Rock's hometown? Is it not in Baltimore? Because that is pretty interesting if he did that in Baltimore, like, for a reason. But it's definitely giving obsession. Like, why did you have to keep coming after Jada after all this time and repeatedly over time? Like, it's giving, what's his name? It's giving Boosie and Lori Harvey. Boosie came out of nowhere attacking Lori Harvey. Obviously, it had to be because you tried and you failed and she wasn't biting, and now you're upset and you're salty over it. That's what it's giving to me.
a movement with the Academy Awards by questioning why there were so few black members, and Chris took it to this.
Right.
She never asked Chris not to host the Oscars ever. She publicly said in a Facebook post at the time Chris would be a great Oscars host and is perfect for the job.
Bruh, she won't think
Now,
about
this is
you.
actually true. Jada actually supported Chris Rock hosting the Oscars.
Hey, Chris, I will not be at the Academy Awards and I won't be watching, but I can't think of a better man to do the job at hand this year, then you, my friend. Good luck. And to the rest of you,
So she never told him that he shouldn't host. So where you get that from, Chris? Make sure you get your facts right before you start accusing people and then responding tastelessly on things that didn't even happen.
Chris lied in his stand-up to pretty much villainize
Make a point.
Jada, and Jada never asked him to turn down his Oscar gig. She boycotted the Oscars because the Oscars was not acknowledging people of color, and she was like, okay, let's put our resources into building our own platforms instead of trying to get validation from the Oscars all the time. And this movement she started did actually prompt the Oscars to become more diverse. So Jada had some influence in that, but that's besides the point. So back to what was said. Jada's people basically said that Chris Rock has this weird obsession with her, which is why he's always taking shots at her. And I think there is some truth to it. I think when Chris Rock doesn't like somebody or doesn't respect somebody, he always finds a way to take a petty shot at them in his stand-up. And that's kind of how I know, okay, he doesn't really like this person. And I don't think he likes Jada. Also, another person he doesn't like is the late, great Michael Jackson. Now, Chris Rock...
Wait a second, how could you not like Michael Jackson? What do you mean? I gotta see. What you talking about, Grace? Where you get this from, Grace? Where does this come from? Hold on now.
...of taking shots at Michael Jackson, especially over the abuse allegations. Even though Michael was found not guilty of those allegations, Chris Rock still never failed to take shots at him whenever...
I told him, hey, Mom,
That's making me side-eye Chris Rock. That's making me side-eye him. What is your problem for real? What's really the problem here? I don't like it. I don't like it.
Whenever he got the chance. And I honestly think that he just doesn't like him. So in his recent stand-up, he took another shot at him, which was expected. And this is what he said.
But you know what I'm talking about. One person does
Chris Rock, it's a little late. Michael Jackson's already gone.
something, they get canceled. Somebody else does the exact same thing. No. You know what I'm talking about. You know, like the kind of people that play Michael Jackson songs, but won't play R. Kelly. Same crime. One of them just got better songs.
Now, Michael's nephew, Taj Jackson, responded to this and said, Chris Rock has used my family as punching bags for his entire career. Yet I'm supposed to feel bad for him getting slapped and humiliated on the Oscars after seeing a new clip of him attacking my dead uncle in the first minutes of his Retaliation I'm Still Relevant special. I have 3 things to say. What did my family ever do to you to warrant these decades of harassment and your constant bullying disguised as jokes? 2, just because you were bullied early on in life doesn't give you the excuse to bully others now. And 3, thank you, Will Smith. That was funny.
Hey, I'm not
mad.
mad.
But listen, Chris Rock is a comedian. He's allowed to make jokes, but people are allowed to be upset and offended. It is what it is. If you make jokes about somebody, you can't get mad at the reaction. I mean, this is why Chris Rock got slapped in the first place. He made a joke about the wrong person at the wrong time. But anyway, tell what you all think about this video down below. Please like, comment.
I'm surprised she didn't do a Sonic Bonnet advertisement. Sonic Bonnet has been very supportive of her lately. But yeah, I mean, I think you guys know my reactions already. I'm telling you what I think. And I'll go ahead and comment on her video too, because I know it helps with the algorithm and she's just doing a great job. She's almost at, she's at 1.27 million subscribers. So good job, Empressive channel. And yeah, I'm definitely going to comment on her video. And I would love for you guys to comment on my video too. Let me know what you guys think. And let me know what you think about my reactions and my feelings to these. And if I should do more reactions to Empressive channel videos or like celebrity tea videos. Let me know what you guys think. And I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks.